Hi everyone, so today I want to show you how I made this 6x6 double book jacket card. So I've used my own papers on the front here. You can go to my Etsy shop, the links are all in the description below, and I just used that for the front cover. This is from In Love Art Shop, so if you use my code ICEDImages you'll get yourself 20% off, and you help me out as well. And then you open it up and you just pop these back like that. And then inside, again, that's the same set of dies as the Just For You on the front. This is also from In Love Art Shop, it's a little dress die that I had a while ago. And then it stands up like that. And then the glitter card that I used for the mat, that is from the Dovecraft glitter card pack. So it had like pinks in it. It was a pink pack. I did it on my DRK Maker Team video, but it's really, really nice. Just has a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of something else. And then on the back there, you got space to write. So the whole thing folds down flat. As long as you fold everything in like this. If you fold it out, it doesn't work. It doesn't make a 6x6. But if you fold it in like that, then that fits into an envelope for a 6x6 card. So yeah, so let's get into it. Right, so for this card, you're going to need one piece of 6x12. If you want to, you can use a 6x6 card blank. That's what I've got here. But if you're using a 6x12, you just want to go ahead, score it halfway at 6 inches. Mine already is. And we're just going to go ahead and just fold that in half. Obviously, if you use a 6x6 card blank, just be careful, because like with it here, it ends up not being quite, one end is not quite 6 inches. Sometimes they do that. It should still work, just, you know, make sure you even it out. You also need two pieces that are 6x8. And on these, you're just going to score both of them at 1, 2 inches, 3 inches, and 4 inches. And you're going to do that on both pieces. Right, so once you've done that, these two pieces that are 6x8, where you've got the score lines, so you've got 4 like rectangular columns here, and then your larger piece. On this end here, you just want to take off a fraction. And I do mean a fraction, like literally like a 1/16, just a tiny, tiny amount, because this will mean that when you're putting your card together, it will actually kind of fold up properly. So I've literally just taken off like a shaving, and you're going to do that on both pieces, just literally a shave. It's not even an 1/8, it's literally just a shaving off the edge. Then what you're going to do with the pieces you've just scored, you're just going to mountain fold all of your score lines. You should end up with that. So both pieces look like that. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and just stick these together. So I'm going to use wet glue. You can either use wet glue or strong double-sided tape, like a red tape, something like that. And we're just going to put some glue on here. And then I'm just going to flatten those two down and fold that over like that. Now, when you put it in the cut, when you actually put this in on the card, it's going to be this way round. So if you're using wet glue, it's best to kind of do it now. If you're using red tape, then I would stick it like this. So you've got a panel and then a rectangle, and then there's your fold line, because that is how it is going to go in the card. And if you want to, you can just kind of give it another burnish, just so it kind of knows and remembers. And then this is where you realise your benefit of just shaving that little bit off. If you don't shave it off, you might find that when you try and squidge it, it doesn't want to go, because the edge is butting up against the score line in there. So just by shaving that tiny amount off, it just means you can create this without too much hassle. So we're going to go ahead and do the same on this one. Right, so you should end up with two pieces that look like that. So we're going to go ahead and just decorate these two. So you're going to need two pieces of mat that are 3 3/4 by 5 3/4, and two pieces of pattern that are 3 1/2 by 5 1/2. And they are going to go on this front section here. Now, one thing you need to mention is this needs to turn around. Okay, so if you've got right way up paper, which I have, you need to make sure you turn it round. So you've got a pillar on the right and a pillar on the left, and your flaps are going in. So you want to stick those two on like that. You also need two pieces here, The mat is 3/4 by 5 3/4, and the pattern is 1/2 inch by 5 1/2, and they're going to go on there like that. So I'm going to go ahead now and just stick these down. So you should end up with 2 pieces that look like that. So if you bring in your card blank, what we're going to do is, before we put these pieces in, we need to stick 2 pattern pieces in. So we're going to have 2 mat pieces that are 4 3/4 by 5 3/4, and 2 pattern pieces that are 4 1/2 by 5 1/2. So these are going to go here, and you want to make sure that whatever border you have, top and bottom, you have that same border from the crease line to the edge of your card, and you've got a gap here. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these down. If you want to, you can stick these on first so you know where your borders are, but it is a lot more tricky to do that. So I'm just going to do it this way around, and it just makes it easier. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these down now. So that's what you should end up with. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these pieces, we're going to fold it down so it's like that. So you've got your narrow piece and then your big piece. And then we're going to put some glue or tape on here and then line that up with the edge of your card. Again, if you're going to use tape, it needs to be red tape or something very strong. If you're using wet glue, again, it needs to be a strong glue. Anything that's 3D, you just need to make sure that you use a very, good strong glue. So we're going to put some glue on there like that. We'll turn this over, and then we're going to line that up with the edge of our card. Make sure it's nice and level, top and bottom. And then when that's stuck down, you can pop it up. So this is what I'm talking about. So inside here, I am literally right up against this. This could have done with coming over a bit more, but obviously I couldn't see. So that's why it could be useful to stick this down first. But obviously, as you can see, you're limited with, getting in there, pressing it down, etc. So you just have to take that risk. Then we're going to repeat the same on this one. So we are going to, again, add glue on this one. I think I should be okay with my gap on this side, because this gap is slightly bigger. And then we're going to take this, turn this over, line up that fold line with the edge of our card. Make sure it's nice and square and straight, and then you should end up with that. So we'll just stand it up. So there you go. So that's how it will stand up on the person's mantelpiece or whatever. And so you've got a bit of a gap there. If you want to make these a little bit bigger, you can. It just means you don't end up seeing as much of this back piece. The other thing as well is, if you wanted to put an aperture in, you can, but you have to bear in mind that you're missing 1 inch. So this whole section here measures 4 inches. So you've really only got 3 inches to play with. Plus then you need to remember you've got a bit of a border. So you're going to end up with a very narrow aperture if you do that. And also remember that if you do that, then your aperture is going to be very much, it's not going to be central. It's going to be off to one side. The only way you can combat that is if you change these pillars. So if you change these pillars up, maybe keep the inch and the inch, but instead of having 1 inch across here, you maybe make it half, or you make it, I don't know, 3/4, for example. Because then that means it brings that in, and then you've got a bit more space to play with here. So that's another option. If you do that, then you have to bear in mind this size has to change as well. This bit here. So yeah, just bear all of that in mind. So you can have a play around if you're, canny, you know what you're doing. You can have a bit of a play around and see what works. But yeah, I'm just going to do mine like that for now. And then obviously when it folds down flat, you're going to push these in like that, and then the whole thing folds in half. So now we just come with the front. So on the front, if you want to, you can decorate it, or you can just leave it plain. It's up to you. I think I am going to probably put something on the front, and then the back can be where I'm going to put my message. The other thing as well is if you do this, you could do this panel here as having a panel for your message. So it's really up to you. You could put your message in here, though you're not going to see it. If you slide it back, you might be able to put a little panel here, so you kind of partially see it. It's really up to you. You can have a play around, see what you want to do, but yeah, it's very versatile. You can have do what you want. So I'm going to go ahead now and sort out the front of the card. Right, so I've just gone off camera and just done a few little bits to kind of decorate. So what I've done is I decided in the middle, I'm just going to have a little happy birthday die. This is from In Love Art Shop. So if you use my code icedimages, all in one word, you'll get yourself 20% off. Also from In Love Art Shop is this lovely dress die. I think they've still got it on their site. I've had it for a while now. I'm just going to have that on this side here like that. Then from my digital kit, which this is from the Glam Girl digital kit, I've just die cut out these pieces, which is on the extra page. It's got embellishments and, you know, just bits and bobs on. So I've stuck it on, I printed it off and then stuck it onto some thin card, so like Poundland stuff, and then just cut around it, leaving a border. So that's going to go on the front. I've cut another, well, this was, I cut this out before. Just for you, again, same sentiment set as that, and that's going to go on the front. And then I've just cut out for the front and for the back, I've cut out two pieces of mat that are 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and then I've got one piece of pattern that's 5 1/2 by 5 1/2 and one piece of white that's 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to do the middle in a minute, but I just need to sort out the front. So on the front, I'm just going to stick this piece here like that. And then I thought I might have my just for you at the top here, and then just have some of these pieces just kind of scattered on wherever we think that they might fit, sort of like that, just with a bit of 3D gel. It's going to cover up some of that there, but it's kind of like, yeah, we'll see what we can do. So that's going to go on there like that, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick this on the back. So I'm going to go and stick these down, that down, and maybe put the other bits on as well, and I'll come back to you when I've done all of that. So on the inside, I've just gone ahead and added the little dress and the happy birthday, and so obviously that then stands up like that. And when you want to fold it flat, you just push those two in, fold it down like that, and then there's the front, and you've got space on the back to write. So there you have your 6x6 double book jacket card. I hope you enjoyed it. Please go and check out my Etsy shop for these papers. This is the new Glam Girl pack that I've bought out, and it comes with a sheet of embellishments. These are from In Love Art Shop, so don't forget to use my code icedimages, all in one word. And this is also from icedimages as well. From icedimages. This is also from In Love Art Shop as well. This die, and I think they still have that on their site, so yeah, go and check that out. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the card today. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye.